Don't work too hard. Hi there, this is Robbie. I'll be looking at the normal version of Warframe's circuit mission. There are two versions of the circuit mission, normal and steel. The normal version is for beginners, while the steel version is for professionals. The normal version is basically easier to do, and you can get Warframe, the characters you control. So it is highly recommended content. However, in some cases, it can be a waste of time. So watch carefully. To start a circuit mission, you must first choose a reward. The character you control in this game is a Warframe called a frame. You will choose one of three types of frames. Once you have chosen a frame, you can start the circuit mission. The frame types cycle over 11 weeks. For the 20th week, the reward of the first week will be restored again. In the circuit mission, the gauge advances as you clear the stage, and you will receive a reward when the gauge advanced fully. In the normal version of circuit, the 4 blueprints needed to build a frame are given at the 2nd, 5th, 8th, and 10th rewards. First, you will receive a Neurotics blueprint, then Shash's blueprint, third, a System blueprints, and finally, a Warframe blueprint. So you will receive the 4 types of blueprints need to build a frame. All other rewards are randomly determined. The rewards change every week, and it is very difficult to decide which frame to target. In the circuit, depending on the type of Warframe, it may be more cost-effective and assured than finding the blueprints normally. We can especially recommend Korra and Ibara. These 2 types of frames are the most time-consuming to get the 4 types of blueprints. So, when these 2 types come along, work hard to get to the 10th reward. In contrast, there are a number of frames that will waste your time choosing from the circuit mission rewards. Chroma, Hildren, Baruch, Inaros, Titania, Limbo, and Mirage fall into this category. You can get the blueprint for Chroma automatically by advancing the Warframe's path and increasing the number of planets you can go to. So, there is no reason to work hard on the circuit. Defeating the Venus open world boss will give you hidden resources and blueprints at the same time. So, there is no use in doing it on the circuit. Baruch can be made at the same time in the process of making Hildren. So, this can also be done at a low priority. Inaros and Titania are also low priority, as you can get all the blueprints from the sub-quest. Researching the quest will make it easier to proceed. To get them at the circuit, you need to aim for the 10th reward, which is very hard. As for Limbo and Mirage, you can get 3 types of blueprints from the quest, except for Warframe blueprints. And Warframe's blueprint can be bought with credits from the market terminal. So, there is a little advantage to doing it on the circuit. Of course, if you don't want to research how to do the quest, you can do them until the 8th reward. These quests are easier than the circuit missions, but they require some progress along the Warframe path. To buy a Warframe blueprint, start the Warframe path, access a market terminal, select Warframe from the category, then select the appropriate Warframe to buy the Warframe blueprint. There are the Warframes for which you can buy Warframe blueprints with credits from the market. These 16 types of frames qualify as such. If you want to get these 16 frames on the circuit, you can stop at the 8th reward. The frames circled by 1, 2, and 3 are priorities. 1 is the highest priority, 2 is normal, and 3 is a frame that can be put off until later. There are the Warframes for which the main blueprints can be got through quests, while other parts can be obtained through other missions. In the case of these frames, advance to the 8th reward and get the Warframe blueprints by quest. However, the Octavia and Nidus quests are very difficult, so you may try to get them to the 10th reward. Revenant is also high priority because it is strong despite its easy quest. Now, I have explained the reasons why you should get them and why you should not. It's time to summarize the conclusion. Korra and Ibara are great deals to aim for until the 10th reward in the circuit. Chroma, Hildrim, Baruch, Ineros, Titania, Limbo, and Mirage are wasted at a high rate and should not be selected as a reward. These 16 types of Warframe should be earned by the 8th reward in the circuit, and the Warframe blueprints should be bought at the market. Among these 16 types, Ash, Oberon, Trinity, Saren, and Rhino are high priority. Valkyr, Ember, Loki, Frost, and Nova are the next most important. Necros, Excalibur, Nux, Boban, Hydroid, Mag can be done later. For the remaining 8 types, Nidus, Octavia, Revenant, Mesa, Atlas, Gara, Harold, Garuda, get the Warframe blueprints from the subquest and work your way up to the 8th reward in the circuit. However, Nidus and Octavia have difficult quests, so you may want to do them until the 10th one. Revenant is also strong and has a high priority. If you choose a frame, base these judgments, and set a goal, I think you will be able to continue the circuit without overdoing it. If other Warframes become a reward for the circuit in the future, I may tell you the order of priority in the video again. Once you have selected the frame for your rewards, let's take a look at the circuit mission flow. First, select the frames and weapons you will use at the cave. If you only have frames that you have never used before, test out abilities. If you are an experienced Warframe player, you have probably add mods to your Warframe and use them for different purposes. If so, you can use the buttons here to select mod settings. Choose your favorite settings. In case you want to increase the number of frames and weapons you can choose from, you need to raise the skill tree of the Drifter's opportunity as much as possible. Do your best to level up in the delivery experience. After you have finished selecting your equipment, go through the gate, and the mission will finally begin after loading. There are 3 things called decree fragments in the circuit field. The decree fragments sound like this. Picking up 3 of these fragments will give you a decree, which will temporarily reinforce your Warframe. Try to pick up as many as possible while trying to clear the stage. These are 5 stages: Extermination, Defense, Survival, Excavation, and Flood. In Extermination, you simply need to kill a certain number of enemies to complete the stage. In the Defense mission, a stage is completed when all enemies are defeated in 5 ways, while protecting the defense target. In the Survival mission, you must endure for 5 minutes so that the gauge of the left side of the screen does not reach 0. You need to defeat enemies and pick up small capsules or activate large capsules in the field by pressing the access button. Small capsules can be picked up on their own by simply approaching. The large capsule must be activated when the gauge is below 70% or it will be wasted. Be aware that the reload button and the access button are sometimes the same. If you survive for 5 minutes, one stage is completed. In the excavation mission, protect the excavator and defeat the enemy with the capsule. Then, pick up the capsule with the access button and deliver it to the excavator. Without the capsule, the excavator will not work, so keep on defeating enemies. Remember that the capsule can restore the excavator's shields. When it finishes working, you will receive 100 cryotics. You will receive cryotics even if the excavator is destroyed in the process. So, don't be discouraged and keep deploying the excavator. The excavator will come up infinitely. If you go to the marker location, you can complete the stage by collecting 300 cryotics. In the flood mission, collect blue-green balls on the field or kill enemies to make them drop blue-green balls. When you do so, energy will accumulate in the vessel of the left side of the Warframe. So once you have collected a certain amount of energy, stay at the indicated point. When it becomes empty, you can go back to collect them. When the silver arm at the indicated point disappears, the point is complete. The stage is completed when 5 points disappear. When you complete the stage like this, choose whether you want to continue or leave. The type of the next mission is indicated in small letters. Basically, if you keep in step with the host, you are less likely to encounter bugs. You can find the host by hovering the cursor over it on the selection screen, or the number of 1 next to the player's name in the upper right display is the host, so you can judge the host from there. The more you continue, the easier it will be to advance the gauge, but the level of enemies will increase, and there is a possibility of encountering bugs. So, if you are playing with other players, it is safe to quit after about stage 4. After successfully completing the circuit mission and select the circuit mode again, you will finally get your reward. Once you have collected the blueprints at the circuit, proceed the Warframe path next. Gather resources and credits. Secure a slot for the frame. Pay the credits to craft it, and use a Foundry to get the frame ready for use. If you want to increase your slot to own a frame, you need to work hard at NightWave or trade. For more about NightWave and trading, check out my previous videos. If you are unsure how to use a Foundry, check out this video as well. This is an overview of normal circuit mission. Thank you very much for watching. The steel path circuit requires more preparation and tricks, which I will talk about in another video. See you next time. Bye.